Hey traders, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you're enjoying this time of year, spending some time with family, spending some time to mentally recharge and refresh yourself, getting yourself ready for 2020. So today we're going to talk about how I build my watch list and why I chose the pairs that I did to build this watch list. Now this is the same watch list that I use every single day. So by the end of the video, you're not only going to understand the mentality and where I get the stats to build this watch list, why I'm doing it, what facts I'm using to do it with, but you're also going to be able to take this watch list into 2020 and apply it directly to your trading, and it's going to help you make better trading decisions going forward. So if you're new to the channel, for those of you that don't know, my name is Austin Silver. I appreciate you being here. Just do me a favor, hit the subscribe button below so you join the family. That way you don't miss any of the videos I have coming for you next year in 2020. A lot of great stuff, trips, vlogs, we're going to do new types of educational content, interviews, just a lot of fun stuff coming in 2020. So you want to make sure you're subscribed. So today, let's start with what pairs are on my watch list and why I chose them. So right now, it is 2019 going into 2020. The big economic event, or big events I should talk about, would be first Brexit, of course. You have the US-China trade deal, the new NAFTA, US, Mexico, Canada, whatever they're calling it, agreement, that new trade deal. So a lot of economic events that are kind of turning the pot here. And why that's important is because if you're watching this video, let's say in 2025, we don't know if Brexit is still going to be a talking point. Knowing them and how it's been going, it might be. But let's just say that it's done by then. We'll then want to see, well, what economic events are turning and driving market behavior now at that current time, whatever current time you're watching this. So right now, because we have this Brexit news and we have this US trade deal going on with multiple different countries, multiple different deals, you want to then turn and say, well, that would tell me there's going to be a lot of volume in the pound because people are going to be trading on the Brexit uncertainty, and there's going to be a lot of volume behind the US dollar. Now, on top of that, I like to reference the Bank for International Settlements, their tri-annual central bank survey. I have a separate video about this where I talk about the best pairs to trade in 2020. But specifically in this report, I'm not going to go through the whole thing here. I did that in the other video. We're just going to look at section 2 here, which is turnover in Forex markets. And we're going to reference what it says, then I'm going to show you the graph. So it says the US dollar remained the world's dominant vehicle of currency. It was on one side of 88% of all trades in 2019. So that's a huge chunk of all trades. That's telling us that everything basically, almost 9 out of 10 trades are going through the dollar, which is very important because that's going to tell us what pairs should we be trading, which pairs have volume. You don't want to trade something that other people aren't trading, that the banks aren't moving. Because if they're not moving it, you could get caught up in big spreads, you could get caught up in choppy markets because there's just no volume. They go on to then say, turnover in the euro, the world's second most traded currency, increased at a somewhat higher rate than did the aggregate market, and its share in global trading edged up to 32%. So right there, second place, the euro. So we have the dollar, US dollar first, then the euro. It then goes on to say, in contrast, the Japanese yen turned over stagnated, which means it slowed down, and the yen's share in global turnover dropped by 5 percentage points to 17%. So if we scroll down, you'll see the graph here on the left side. So we're just going to look at selected currencies here. They have the dollar in first place, you see, in 2019 at 88%, 2016 it was at 87%. So not a big change there. The dollar has always been the driver of the Forex markets, especially since the Bretton Woods Agreement. Second place, you see the euro coming in at 32% like we just said. But notice here in the graph, it jumps to 16% now this year for the Japanese yen. So your top 3 pairs, the dollar, US dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen. Now here is emerging markets. We're going to look down to the 4th currency on the graph, which is the pound, GBP. Look how that's at 12.8, the same as it was 3 years ago. So your top 4 currencies, the US dollar, the euro, the yen, and the pound. Then you have the Australian dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Swiss franc, all of those currencies then falling, as you can see, just a much smaller percentage. So the 4 that we worry about, the dollar, the euro, the yen, and the pound. Now, knowing that that's where the currencies that are being turned over the most are going through, knowing that they're going through those 4 currencies, that tells me that those are the 4 currencies I want to be trading the most, and I want to have them on my watch list in any way possible. So if we turn back to TradingView, this is where I have my watch list. In the top right corner where you see my mouse up here, you can save different types of watch lists. I have one for commodities, I have one for cryptos, emerging markets, right? For my everyday trading, I go to all. Now, in the all watch list, I have pairs like Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, Swiss franc, right here. These are slower pairs according to that central bank survey, right? So why are they on the list? They're on the list because they're still traded enough that I know with my broker I can trade them. But they're not the pairs that I'm looking at every day, first thing in the morning. The pairs that I'm looking at first thing in the morning every single day are the euro pairs, the dollar pairs, the pound pairs, and the yen pairs. If it has one of those four currencies, or if it's a mixture of two of the four, Euro USD, GBP USD, those currencies are where I'm focused 100% more of my time compared to AUD JPY or AUD CHF. I'll still look at them, and when people send me trade ideas on them, we'll still consider it. But the reason why I'm using the dollar, the euro, the yen, and the pound is because the central bank survey, this is statistics, verified statistics by central banks, like the highest authority when it comes to where Forex is moving, what currencies are moving, they're telling us that the money is in these four currencies. So why would I get caught up looking at, let's just say, USD ZAR even? That type of a currency, even having lower volume than Euro USD, GBP USD, even something like Euro GBP. You have two major currencies here. Now, this doesn't move as much as GBP NZD on a daily basis, doesn't move as much distance, but still there's volume here, so you can actively trade this, get in and out much easier. You won't have huge spreads as you would with these under-traded pairs, low volume pairs. So when you talk about it, you'll also hear people reference major currencies versus minors. Majors have to do with the dollar, the yen, the pound, and the euro. I will trade minors, like I just said. I will trade NZD JPY for sure. I'll trade NZD CAD for sure. But I'm more focused on the euro pairs, the dollar pairs, the pound pairs, and the yen pairs. I'm just going to keep repeating it. So you can see my whole watch list here on the right side of the screen. I have the most important majors and minors, the ones that are getting enough action that the spreads are small enough that I can trade on it. That's how I'm building this watch list. But again, the first thing you should look at in 2020 every morning, all the euro pairs, all the GBP pairs, and then all the dollar pairs. And if it has two of those four currencies in it, like I said, GU, EU, EG, if it has two of those majors in it, those big four, then you should really feel confident if you can find a setup there that meets your system to take that trade, because you know there's going to be volume in it. I also keep on my watch list gold, XAU USD, which is very important to keep an eye on for sure, and the S&P 500 because I'm enjoying watching the stock market break for all-time high after all-time high after all-time high this time of year. It's amazing to see this right now. So I keep my eye on this stuff. It's on my watch list, but again, the focus, like this morning, I traded GBP NZD. Look at this thing still falling. This was a clear short bias trade. I've been short biased this since last week, all the GBP pairs. So it's like when I'm short biased something and I know its direction, I'm looking at that every morning. If it's got volume and volatility, I'm looking at that every morning to try to find a trade on it. And that's where I want to put my money for the day. So I hope this video helps you guys understand how to build a watch list. You see on the right side, all the pairs I have. You can screenshot this, import it into your own watch list, whatever you want to do. But I hope you're listening and you can see that it should be mainly focused on trading euro, pound, dollar, and yen pairs. That's it. That's where the money is. You don't need these crazy exotic pairs. You need those solid pairs where the most volume is being pushed through. It just makes logical sense, right? So again, I hope it helps you. If it does, if you have any questions, just drop a comment. I'm always down to chat with you guys. Please give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, because it's going to help me reach more traders in the community. And that's all I'm doing this for, is to try to spread more value to as many people as possible. So I appreciate it again, everybody. Merry Christmas. Enjoy tomorrow with your family if you're celebrating. Enjoy the holidays in general, even if you're not celebrating. I've got a great video coming out for you guys tomorrow morning, giving you a little update on what Riley and I have coming in 2020. So stay tuned for that. And then in 2020, lots of exciting trading videos. So make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you tomorrow on Christmas Day.